This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
Well, Coach, how many practices you in now?
This was a 4.
So this was 4. What do you think so far of what you've seen through the first 4?
Man, today was disappointing a bit. Just, you know, the amount of mental errors is way too many offensively. Thought defense played with great energy today and really dominated most of the practice to the very end. And offensively, I've got to watch the film, but it seemed like a good portion of it was certainly us on the offensive side not executing or correctly. And so we got to look at ourselves as coaches first and figure out are we trying to install too much or what, but we've got to play faster and more efficient than we did today.
The installation process, kind of explain how long that's been going on now, maybe what are the toughest parts to get them to pick up on?
Well, everything's brand new. I mean, they've never heard a lot of these things, and we really only had 2 weeks to try to get some of the terminology taught, and we're just a bit behind. It's been a while since I've had to install everything from the ground level without part of your team already understanding it, and I've got to go evaluate what we're doing to see if we're trying. We might need to slow down on the installation and get us to understand some of the basics first.
From a defensive perspective, the defensive line looked pretty good out there in what I was able to see. How's that group coming along under Josh Aldridge?
We're not near as deep as we need to be. We need help in recruiting there. You need about 15 of those guys on scholarship, and I think we've got 8 right now here, so we're shorthanded there. But those kids are playing hard. Josh does a great job with getting them to play with great passion and energy.
But with a good nucleus like the 4 that you have there, and Lewis, Lemonnier, Elefante, and Pearson, is that a good 4 to start with and build on? Yeah,
I mean it is to start on, but you can't go through a 12-game season with those guys. You can't even go through a game with 4 guys. I mean, that's just too much to ask in this day and time of tempo offenses and people playing 70, 80 plays a game. That's difficult.
One of the scholarship guys, Elijah Mitchell, how's he coming from the surgery he had last year?
All those surgery guys are. I really don't know exactly where they stand. I'm trying to focus on the ones that are out there right now and get them the best we can have them after 15 days of spring practice, and then we'll hopefully get some help from some of these injured guys come fall camp.
You kind of evaluate your quarterback play so far and what you've been able to see in limited sample size?
Buckshot can really spin it. He's swimming a bit right now. Everything's a little slow to process, but I saw some things in the last period that were a little better, and I have no doubt he's going to catch on. It's just a matter of when, and then there's times he reads it correctly and we're not on the same page at another position, and so I think JB's coming on to be here as a freshman, and Brandon and Mason and some of those guys, they're again it's hit or miss right now for them, but I think Kent is going to get that room to be very very competitive, and also they'll have a good understanding of what we're doing.
How much are you balancing the reps between kind of everybody, not just at the quarterback position, but just to kind of get an idea of what you have right now?
Yeah, I don't. I let the coaches do that right now, and then I just go and break down and watch the film and say, all right, who is this guy, and make sure I'm learning our players. I'm still learning names, really, and so I let them rotate them pretty freely right now. We're getting enough reps. We got 80-something snaps today, so we're getting enough reps for everybody.
From an injury standpoint, anyone who's injured, are you holding them out all spring to make sure they get healthy?
I'm not going to hold anybody out that the medical staff clears, but that's up to the medical staff as to. I just hope we can get through fairly healthy with the ones we have. I know Dabney went down today, and that we're a little shorthanded in the secondary right now, and he was having a really good spring so far. So hopefully he's okay and can get back soon.
What about your running backs? How much have you been able to kind of evaluate those guys to this point?
Yeah, to this point, I'm disappointed in the running back room. We've got to have more out of them. Today, the last period was the first period that I thought they competed really hard, and we've got to motivate them to do that every single drill. And of course, we're down 2 there to injury and 2 that have gotten a lot of reps. So we're a little shorthanded there too. But the ones that next man up, they've got to go. And I did think that they made improvement the last period today.
What about depth-wise on the defensive side? I know you said the line needs improvement there, but the linebacker spot and so forth.
Yeah, I don't think we have any depth right now defensively, to be very candid. So we got to get some help in recruiting and get those guys here, and some that are injured would surely help. So, but we need more depth, and you know, they were building for that, going from FCS to FBS. So we knew that's a challenge, but. We'll get there. We gotta get the ones that we're depending on right now to get better.
What about the next week? What do you want to see get accomplished? What do the next few days hold?
Well, this week was all about competition. We had 3 practices, and defense won the competition drills Tuesday. Offense won it today, so we'll have game 3 Saturday.